So welcome back everyone. I had to take a break. So we are done with this now. Hopefully you have echoed out this title and description to see what is inside. All right. The thing right now is, you should always assume that the user is retarded or he is trying to do something bad because they are everywhere. People like that are everywhere. So you have to take them into account. So what I'm talking about right now is the fact that some people might you decide for whatever reason to leave this field or this one. But anyway, this one, if they leave it, if they don't type anything, no problem. Or even on YouTube, you can see some videos have no description, but you will never see any video that has no title. Therefore, this one is very important that the user or the user enters some sort of text here, which PHP or the server will interpret as the title of the video. So we cannot leave this field blank. So how do we check for that? Of course, in upload.php file, if you go back there, you will see places, you see things like required. It used to be here, but I removed it. That is why is it? It used to be here, but I have already taken it off. So once you leave it blank, you try to upload, it will tell you no, you have to put something here. But the problem with relying on HTML only is the fact that some people who know how it works, they can easily go around it. It's very, very easy to go around. So it's not a difficult thing as far as it is HTML. But we are going to use PHP in order to stop that. So we must force the user to enter something here. All right. So enough talk already. So how do we do that? We use there is this function in PHP that empty. So let's say if, all right, then we'll go into here to this bracket, then type empty. Then because it's a function, so you see what is written there. See, it says determine whether a variable is empty. So what variable are we looking for? Title. We copy it, then paste it here. Sorry. Copy, paste. All right. So put the $sign. So if this will check if this variable is empty. Okay. So if it is empty, so if this variable is empty, then it will run the code that will be here. If it is not empty, it will run the code that will be here. So you could have said if not empty, but let's go with if empty. All right, because that's better. Now, if it is empty, we will make a variable. This variable, let's call it error MSG, which is kind of an error message. Now we assigned it to a string. You can type whatever you want to type here, and anything here is anything you type here is okay. So let's say this field or title cannot be empty. You see why I love. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. So this field cannot be empty, or title cannot be empty. All right. Then what are we going to do with this? We are going to send that person to another file or another page. But in this case, we are not sending the person to another page as we did here. We are still sending that person to this same upload. Remember, once you click the button, this button, it takes you to file handler. So file handler will then take you back. If it's empty, file handler will take you back to upload.php. But this file handler, you don't see it. There is it doesn't display anything. So it will be as if this upload has just been refreshed. All right. So don't be surprised if you see that. So what next do we do? Okay, first of all, let's send the user to, or no, to refresh the page. So we refresh the page using this function called header. Then the location where we are sending the person is upload.php. These two dots here and slash front slash here just because as you can see, the file handler is inside this folder called include. So we have to get out of that folder and find, go to the root folder and find the upload.php file. So we can, as you can see here, there's nothing here, but here there is something. This question mark. So the question mark, it means we are going to attach something to the whatever we are sending the person to. So it's error, and this is a variable. So the variable value of the variable, or the content of the variable, will be error msg, or error message, and the content of the error message will be title cannot be empty. So let us test it. Or first of all, there's another thing. Then exit. So exit simply means terminate the program. Forget about the program. Just stop there, okay, until the user rectifies whatever the problem is, or he rectifies the situation. All right. So let's test it and see if it will work. All right. So this one, I don't put anything there. So let me just random garbage text. Then let me choose the file. I choose this one. Now let me upload. All right. Now it has refreshed. But as you can see, we go up here. When we go up here, you see, we see this PHP question mark error. The same thing we did here. Okay. So its title cannot be empty. So this percentage sign and 20, forget about those. I think those are HTML special codes for space. Okay, so it means title cannot be empty. But at the end of the day, this thing doesn't mean anything if it's going to stay up here. We'll have to kind of use a tactic or a technique to display this text right here so that the user will know what has gone wrong. All right. So let's go back. Now we go back to upload.php. That is where the whole thing will happen. Okay, because it is at upload.php that we are being sent, right? I hope you remember. So in order to get this, it's simple. Now let me paste it here, right? It is not difficult to understand. Okay. So sorry, I forgot something. All right, let me paste it. All right, so this is not difficult. So because in PHP we can embed PHP code within HTML, or HTML code within PHP code, so we can mix them together. So right now, before you mix anything, you have to first of all type this PHP. All right. So inside that PHP tag, then we have the if. So this sign here, this exclamation mark here, is if not empty. Okay. So what is not empty? This error. This gets error if it is not empty. So it says an associative array of variables passed to the current script via URL parameters. What are URL parameters? Well, I mean the URL. What is he talking about? The URL is talking about here. Okay. So we have to we have to check if this place is empty. So if it is not empty, then we have to make another variable called error message. This has nothing to do with the error message here because these are two different two different files. All right. So error message. So you don't fear if there will be a conflict of names. So error message will be this whatever that will be found inside here. Okay, just as we did here. Okay, this is the error message. Title cannot be empty. So the next thing we have to do is now to declare to echo out the PHP, the HTML, sorry. So we'll say echo, then div class error, div with the class name of error, then this one. But I would like to type this one so that you will see how it is done. So simply type echo, then you come over here. Let me teach you how it is done. It is true that the video will be long, but you will learn a lot. Okay, simply type div, dot error, the normal emmet stuff. Then you hit tab on your keyboard. Then what you have to do is just copy this, cut it. Then first of all, you put double quotes here. Is it double quotes? Well, let me check. Yeah, it is double quotes, because if you miss it, then it's not going to work. You use double quotes here, then paste that. Okay. As you can see, it shows error. I mean the VS, the what's it called, the VS Visual Studio Code, VS Code is showing that there is an error here. Yes, if you are observant, you can see it. You cannot have two double quotes. Yes, I mean multiple double quotes. You can only have two. So have one here, 2, 3, 4, which is wrong. So all you have to do is simply this one. You remove it, then remove this one too. Then you simply come back here, then replace them with single quotes. All right, single quote. Once you do it like this, it is fine. This is valid code. Then all you have to do is simply come over here. Then you type on your keyboard. You hold Shift on your keyboard. What's it called? The $sign. Then ER. You see how the color changed? All right. So that is VS Code or PHP recognizing that this is a variable that you are going to put here. So you mix. It helps you can mix everything. So it's very, very, very easy. It makes things easier for you. MSG, not MSF. What am I doing? So let's just copy it. All right. Control C. Then okay, it's the same thing. So while copying it, then I tried to make an error. So in JavaScript, anyway, let's continue, please, because this is gonna take a long. I speak slowly, so it's going to take a long time to explain what I wanted to say. So everything now is okay. So what is going on here is simply we have to, if there is something inside here, then we have to echo out we have to echo out whatever is inside there with this inside this. So we are automatically creating what's it called, a div element with the class name of error, only if this thing is not empty. All right, now let me save. Let's go back. Now let's see. Okay, now I have refreshed. Okay, so let me leave this place empty. Let me just type in garbage, choose file, upload. You see, it says title cannot be empty. So how did we get this thing here? How did we get this color? Remember, in your CSS, we did everything. So background color is RGB, is this color, this yellowish color. Then the position is absolute. We have to cut it out from the normal HTML flow. Then Z index 1000. It simply means we want to place it in the front. That is why we are getting this. So please go back and modify the error class. All right. So that's the reason why it is important to do it like this, is because the user will not be able to see it if you don't do it this way. All right. Now, one other thing I have to say is that this thing will continue to be here. You cannot remove it. In order to remove it, we need another code, but that will be a homework for you. So how do we do that? How can you remove this? Well, let me give you a hint. You can use JavaScript and CSS. You use the CSS JavaScript to control this CSS, the CSS of this particular element, and give it display none if a button or a button if a button is clicked. Understand? So it's very simple. You can simply get it using this class called error. You go to JavaScript and get it. It's very simple. All right, we are done with this. So let's continue. Okay, now in case the if the what's it called, the title, now the title variable is not empty, which means there is something in it. So which means we now have to move over to else. So what do we do then? So the next thing we are going to do is to get the extension. Okay, then we also make a list of allowed extensions, because we want the person to upload only videos, and videos that are compatible with HTML format. You cannot, I don't think HTML can recognize or read AVI files. No, I don't think so. By the way, AVI files are too heavy. The ones that HTML are compatible with are MP4, WebM, and MOV. So these are the ones we are going to use. All right. So before then, we have to check for something to check that the video has no error, because if the video has an error, because this one, when we looked at it, the print.r file, we got well, let me take this one off. So when we did the print.r files, we got error 0. All right, so in case it is not 0, what then do we do? So first of all, I have to check. So if, all right, if something is wrong, so nothing is wrong actually. So if error, the variable called error, is exactly 0, all right, so this can only what's it called, this if statement, or this if function can only run if what am I even saying? What we are going to do now can only happen if there is no error. Okay, so if there is no error, then what are we going to do next? So if there is no error, we are going to make a variable called video extension. So this one, we are using this to get the extension of the video. The extension is whether it is MP4 or WebM or FLV or whatever. So what is going on here is path info, then video name, then path info extension. So this is the video name, then the extension, we use this one, this constant, to get it. Okay, and once we get it, what are we doing with what does this strt to lower do? So it says strt str to lower mean it makes a string lowercase. So if for whatever reason you stored you stored your video, the extension, or the whole file name with capital letter, we are going to make them small letters, or bring them down to lower letters, and store them inside this what is it called, inside this variable called video extension. Now, as I said earlier, we have a list of extensions that we can only accept. You understand? We can only accept those extensions. So let's handle that. So we create a variable called allowed extensions, and here is a list or an array. In PHP, in Python they say list, but they are all the same thing anyway. Sorry, that's my water bottle. So we now have the list that we can only have. We can only allow MP4, WebM, and MOV, because these are file these are file formats, or these are video formats that I am sure that what is it called? HTML5 accepts. Anything other than this, it will not play it, not be able to play it. So let's move forward. So the next thing again we have to check, because we have to check several things. The file from the formats that you uploaded or that you want to upload, is it part of this? Is it MP4? Is it WebM? Is it MOV? Assuming you wanted to upload and you went ahead and maybe by mistake selected JPEG or PNG or any other video format that is not supported by HTML5. So we are going to catch that. So in order to get that, we make another if statement, another if function. So if in array is it simply checks if a value exists in an array. So we want to check if the the video extension of your video is or can be found in this array or can be found in this list. If you uploaded .flv, there is no .flv here, so we are going to stop whatever that's going on. You understand? We have to stop the operation. Operation. All right. I didn't know how to oppress somebody. So if that is the case, then we go to else. Else we simply, let's make another variable let's call it em. Then the content will be you can't upload files of this type. All right. Or you say file incompatible or video incompatible. It depends on you. And after that, we send the person, or should we refresh, or we send the person to well, I don't know, let's check. So once if that happens, that is to say, if the video extension cannot be found or is not allowed, then we simply say you can't upload you can't upload files of this type or file format not allowed. Then header, of course, you understand what header does already. So we are going to send that person to, or refresh the upload page, then display this one here. I didn't put it. This will be your homework. It's very easy. We already did it for this one. So whatever we did here, do it for this one also. This is your homework. I will not do everything for you. All right? Because if I don't get you engaged like this, then it means that you're only making you're just making an application that I already did. So you have to, one way or the other, think on your own. Of course, we're using the guidance of what I already spelled out for you. All right, let's continue. So we have done the else. Now let's go back to the if. In case if you did the right thing, you uploaded the right file. Okay. Now there is a problem. Let's say you are using Facebook, then you upload a video, and the name of that video, the name of that video is the video file is video1.mp4. Nice video, cool, all the likes, everything. But somebody 10,000 miles away, several countries away, uploads a video too, then calls his own video video1.mp4. So what the computer will simply do is it will delete your own video, then replace it with his own video. And that will really, really, really suck, honestly. That wouldn't be cool. Okay? That would not be cool in any way. So what we are going to do now is to change the file name. Okay? So that it will have, each file that is being uploaded will have a unique name. So we do that. So that's what we are going to do now. I have already done. Okay, all right. Now we create a new variable called new video name, and we assign this to it. So what is this? Unique ID. It says generate a unique ID. This is a special PHP function that generates a unique ID based on time, milliseconds. Now, what is it as it expects to for it to work properly, it expects two arguments or parameters. So arguments is just programmer in programming to say the parameters we are going to supply or the function is expecting. It doesn't mean that they are fighting each other. All right. So this is a string appear, then true simply means we have to, the unique ID function will make it more unique so that under no circumstance will two videos have the same name. Okay. So this one now, this dot here in PHP, this dot is to join. Okay, it means to join. What about this one? This is a string. It's different from this particular dot here. This dot here is different from this one. Okay, this dot is the dot mp4, the dot jpeg, dot whatever. Then video extension. So now, if you're, of course, you should understand what it's all about. Dot mp4 or dot webm or dot mov. So this dot here is to join. So at the end of the day, you get something like this. You get something like video file blah 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 blah. Wait, let's just make it better. The video file, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, blah 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 blah. Dots mp4. Understand? So this is what you are getting at the end of this whole operation. So as you can see, it is now almost, in fact, to me, it is completely impossible for two videos to have the same file name. Okay. So let's remove this one. All right. So let's move forward. So the next thing we are doing is to, because we are going to move this thing to a particular folder. Okay. We are not going to transfer or upload your video to the database, to MySQL. No, what we are sending there is URL. The URL is this, for example, let's say video file 1234.mp4. That's just the only thing we are sending, not the video itself. So for that, we have to make a special folder where we are sending the video itself. All right. So let's do that now. So I've made this variable. I've created this variable which says the name of the variable is video upload folder. Okay, which is uploads, then joined or concatenated. This is how it is called, concatenated new video name. That is this. Okay, so we don't have a folder called upload, so we have to make that right now. So uploads, we go to the root folder. Remember, upload.php is different from uploads. Uploads is a folder. Upload.php is a file. Pay attention. Please don't get distracted. So you go over here, you click new folder. Then inside it, let's just copy this. Uploads. So that we will not make mistakes. Paste. So call it uploads. That's it. Now we have a, oh, sorry, I made a mistake. I shouldn't, I should bring it out. Yes. All right. So we should have different folders. All right. So I made a mistake by putting it inside upload. So I just took it out of upload. So now it's in the root folder. Okay. So of course, you know what this dot is all about. I've already talked about it earlier. All right. So now we have to test and see if it is working. All right. But before we test if it is working, we must tell PHP or command PHP to actually move the file. So there is this move uploaded file. It says moves an uploaded file to a new location. All right, a new location in your computer. So this function moves the file from one place to the other. So it accepts or it expects two parameters or two arguments, which are the temporary name here, temp name, okay, not temporary, let's call it temp name, then the video upload folder, okay. Video upload folder is one we created here, which is this. Now let's save. Now I have to test it to see if it is actually working. All right, so let's do the testing. Okay, so let me enter a video. This description, then choose file. So let me choose this one. Okay, upload. All right, it stays at file handler.php because we haven't commanded it to, to move to another location. So let's check if that folder actually received any video in it or any file in it. So as you can see, it's here. You see that? Now let's try it again. Go back. Choose file. Another one. Okay, this one. Upload. Okay, now let's check. You see, it is there. All right. If I go to my folder now, to the folder where I kept this thing, I will find it there. So, but I don't need to. I have everything I need here. All right. So, thank you so much. We have to stop here. Next time we start again from another, from the next move, from the next step. So I'm doing it like this so that, because me, I don't like doing things too fast. So I have to take my time and explain things for you so that it will sink deep into the medulla oblongata. Okay. Thank you so much. Please like this video, share the video. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.